Lions, notable for one thing, we had the first rookie pick six that they've had since 1967. They had the first win against the Chiefs since 1988. Granted, they don't play each other much, but still, big day there. When we were talking about the game, I was talking about the hurdles they'll need to overcome in order to get to that promised land Super Bowl, level team. Well, they completed their first hurdle. They played really well defensively, which was their big hole last year. Amon-Ra looked fantastic. Jahmyr Gibbs and his limited action looked fantastic. Sam Laporta made some nice plays. Jack Campbell, their rookie linebacker, made some nice plays. CJ Gardner-Johnson was all over the field in this game. And so for the Lions, my initial reaction is first hurdle, played fantastic, met expectations, and I'm excited to see how they play against Seattle.
Yeah, for the Lions, first of all, congrats to the Lions, because I know Mike Tirico gave them an asterisk for this game, but to go into Kansas City, it's Jared Goff's first time in Kansas City, and now he's officially Patrick Mahomes' father. He's 2-0 versus Patrick Mahomes. He beat him on Thursday Night Football right after they had the Super Bowl unveiling. They unveiled that banner. He also beat him in the Mexico City game. Jared Goff looked sharp in this game. Their offensive line played really well. They were able to block well. I like David Montgomery there. I thought he had a good game. Jahmyr Gibbs was very dynamic for them. But the big takeaway is just that defense isn't going to make as many dumb, stupid mistakes. They just need a defense that's going to bend but not break. And then Aiden Hutchinson was a absolute monster in this game, and that's what the Chiefs basically false starting every single time and then lining up. They're misaligned every single time with the right tackle. So he had a step on Aiden Hutchinson. Didn't really matter. He was able to create pressure, dominate, and then anytime there was a pass, two players were right there on the guy and they were able to tackle him, get him down. Rodrigo was right there wreaking havoc and then being able to get guys down. And then CJ Gardner-Johnson is really going to be the commander of that defense. He's in the secondary now on top of Jack Campbell. I think this team is going to be a lot better on defense than people are going to give them credit for. And the scariest thing is they started 1-7 last year, and then they basically ran the table, took out Aaron Rodgers, sent him packing out of Green Bay, and then to go on Thursday Night Football, beat Patrick Mahomes, hang into a tough, close game. I know Kadarius Toney was really bad, and we'll get to him later, but as far as the Lions, you have to be really encouraged by this game. They didn't play their best football, and that's the thing that sticks out the most. I think the Lions could have played a lot better on offense and defense, and they were still able to hang in a tough road game. It's always tough to start on the road week one, and then just get that first win for Detroit. That's a huge hurdle, and then just for Jared Goff's confidence, being able to go into Kansas City, beat Patrick Mahomes. The roar has been restored. Restore the roar.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a team that had so much pressure going into week one. You're going to Arrowhead against the defending champs. And this is a game that could have blown up in their face, like how a Giants game was for them. It's like this is a team that could have easily, crumbled in week one amongst the pressure, but instead they played tough, gritty football against the Chiefs, so credit to them. As for the Chiefs, I'm not going to overreact and say that they're doomed and that they're not going to, run the table and still be contenders. They didn't have Travis Kelce or Chris Jones, so Chris Jones came back on a one-year deal. He'll be back. Travis Kelce looks like he'll be back for week 2. My concern with the Chiefs, however, is their wide receiver room. Kadarius Phony, dare I say his name, 1 catch on 5 targets. He had a pick 6 because you couldn't secure the ball between your hands. So Kadarius Toney's got to play better. There's no way they can compete without him playing well. Sky Moore needs to step up as well. They'll be fine, but week 1, they have a lot of things to work on.
Yeah, and my thing with the Chiefs was I've had this take earlier, and I'll say it again. I'm worried when they're not the underdogs. It's like the Chiefs always feel like they have to have a chip on their shoulder or they have to have people doubting them. I'm not going to doubt the Chiefs, obviously. When Travis Kelce comes back, they'll definitely be a lot better. However, I am worried about this team because Travis Kelce's injury is something that could linger. I know it's pretty much a deep bone bruise, but he's getting up there in age. He's 33 years old. He's older than Rob Gronkowski, who we thought was really old for a while. So if this is going to be a season where Travis Kelce is a little bit banged up going into the playoffs, it's going to be tough for the Chiefs. I don't think they're going to be able to secure the 1 seed and get home field advantage. So I think this will be the first time in a while where it's not the Arrowhead Invitational for the AFC Championship. But yeah, not worried. I thought Steve Spagnuolo had some really good defensive play calls. I was actually encouraged by their defense without Chris Jones, that they were able to create pressure. They have a lot of young players on that defense, and I think their secondary looked really good. Trent McDuffie made some good plays. So I think overall, not worried about the Chiefs. I'm worried about Travis Kelce. If he's not there, don't think you can make it back to a Super Bowl. And I have my doubts this year, but I think Chiefs need to just lock in. But they're going to have some tough times with that wide receiver room. And I think Patrick Mahomes is going to have to build some chemistry with Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore. If those guys aren't able to get going by the playoffs and the end of the season, I think it's going to be a tough year for the Chiefs, but I'm not going to doubt Patrick Mahomes.